The Fat Camp movie when he was like, "Are we rolling? You got to tell me that we're rolling."
In heavyweights. She likes to quote heavyweights from any chance she gets.
Any chance.
Any opportunity to quote heavyweights, she's in.
Several times a day.
Absolutely. But let's quote the Media Virus podcast, Mike, by getting. Well, I'm going to mute our mics.
This week on the Media Virus podcast, Wendy's window to freedom, to incredible turmoil, MAFS husband's deja vu dalliance, flamin' hot fortune, the snack that caught 'em all, teacher's hard drive gets him expelled, live streaming from our own deranged corner of the internet. It's the Media Virus podcast. Now here's your infection team.
We are live streaming from our own little corner, our own little deranged corner of the internet. I will fuck up no matter what. No matter what, it'll happen.
I gave you one.
Always. But where the headlines are twisted, the jokes are questionable, and the hosts are definitely not qualified. This is the show where no topic is off limits, no punchline is too inappropriate, and no one leaves without learning or at least catching a little something. Whether you're here for the chaos, the comedy, or just because your life has made a series of dark turns, welcome to the Media Virus podcast. Let's point and laugh as the world is, it's burning around us. Did you ever notice like how you receive bad news or information in general can completely change like how you process it, like where you are, what you're doing, how much stress already.
100%.
Like,
if you tell me something at work, I won't even react.
Right. It all colors the moment, so to speak. So Monday, I'm driving down 995, sun in my eyes. My dog's in the back seat, tangled up in her harness like a kid who lost a fight with a seatbelt. But she's being like, she's not crying. She's just like, it just looks uncomfortable, right. And I'm gonna keep looking down, and she keeps looking up at me, and I might be projecting the sadness she's giving me. You know what I mean?
Right.
The point is I'm trying to figure out how to fix that situation. So, I'm hyper aware of like traffic and, making sure no idiots try to merge into my lane without looking. And then my phone rings, and that's honestly kind of like jarring in itself because.
How dare your phone ring?
Because I'm listening to the radio. I'm listening to Bluetooth. I have to, and it was just kind of startling. And it's my sister. And if you know my sister, you know that when she calls, it's either something urgent or she's in full-blown DEFCON 1 like panic mode.
Okay.
So I pick up and she says, Mom's on the way to the hospital.
Oh, geez.
So, like
not good.
Everything kind of changes. My heart starts racing. My hands get clammy. Like suddenly, the sun, the traffic, the dog, Cirque du Soleil routine in the back seats, not really on front of mine, because when your mother's 89 years old and in the hospital, your brain immediately jumps to that like worst case scenario. What, was she hurt? Like what was going on? It's that one call, that you never want to get.
Never.
Right. And then I realized that I'm getting all this information through my sister, who honestly could make a delayed Amazon package sound like a national emergency. So I just breathe. I start asking questions, piecing everything together,
Sure.
And
you're in therapy.
Trying to deal with kind of like everything that's coming at me all at once.
You sort it out.
Things weren't as dire. Yeah, things aren't. It worked out that it's not as mom's stable now. The doctors checked her out. She's got COPD, which is kind of a kick. No one saw that coming. You would think that a woman who smoked, for what? What's 89 minus 12? It's it's 68. No. You guys can do the math on your own, but
we're not Scientologists. We don't know.
3 packs a day, every day for well over 65 years. you know, but for a moment, it kind of felt like everything was like hanging by a thread, you know, because, you know, that's what happens. But that's what happens when we age, right? The invincibility of people who raised us. I mean, dude, I was always kind of impressed that she just never got sick from. I mean, you could hear her breathing bad.
Sure.
I mean, you know,
She lives in a smoke room.
yeah. Well, but we've all faced the shift where, you know, from being the one taken care of to being the ones, you know,
Yep.
making the calls and taking care of, you know, that type of thing,
Yeah.
you know. But it is a reminder that time always wins, you know, no matter how famous, how rich, or powerful someone is, aging doesn't care.
No.
One day you're on the top of the world, and the next you're flinging desperate notes out of your window like Wendy Williams. Did you?
Well-
In case you missed it, Wendy Williams, the queen of daytime talk, is now
Mhm.
pulling full-blown Rapunzel act, except for instead of letting down her hair, she's just tossing handwritten notes and cries for help out the window. Did you hear about this?
Of course I heard about this. Did you hear that the judge that released her from her Britney Spears thing, what is it called?
Conservatorship.
From her conservatorship, the judge is upset with her for her recent tricks and waving down the paparazzi from the window. And she like is like not retrying her, but she's like gonna give her more rules for her release. So rude. Get
So-
Wendy back in her purple chair. I want to know everything.
But like, yeah,
about Wendy.
how come we're controlling Wendy? Why don't we just let Wendy be Wendy?
Can we?
But Mike Scott.
Yeah, good evening. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris with the latest on Wendy Williams' Help, I'm Still Here saga. Yes, folks, the former talk show diva was seen flinging a desperate note out of her window on Monday morning. But it wasn't a love letter, it was a cry for help. Wendy Williams, no longer the queen of daytime talk, but now an inmate in her own wellness facility, tossed a handwritten plea for rescue from her 5th floor room. The note simply said, "Help, Wendy." A message that could have been followed by, "And please send a pizza." Maddie, I think she just wanted someone to say, "Yes, we have your back."
Yeah, that, or she was just auditioning for the next season of The Bachelor. Like, talk about a dramatic exit, you know?
Around 11:15 a.m., the NYPD was called for a wellness check after Wendy, who has dementia, decided to make her feelings known by airing them out the window like laundry on a windy day. After the drama unfolded, Wendy was seen waving from the window, which, just imagine, the Post reporter probably thought was an invitation to come on down. But Wendy wasn't giving interviews, and she was getting the full escort to ambulance treatment. After making a silent exit from the building, probably because her phone was busy with the Post, Wendy was helped into an awaiting ambulance, like a celebrity getting escorted to rehab. No, not like that. This wasn't a rock star bad boy move. More like maybe I just need some fresh air and a seriously good nap move. And just when you thought it couldn't get more Hollywood, Wendy had also announced plans to make a big return to daytime TV, scheduled to make her first public appearance on The View since, she decided to become a full-time patient. Maybe they'll give her a better seat on the panel. Who knows? As Wendy continues her battle with dementia and a court-ordered guardianship, it's clear that she's still fighting to reclaim her freedom. And let's be honest, Maddie, if we had to choose between being on a daytime talk show or locked in a memory ward, we know which one would come with better snacks. Back to you, Matt.
Yeah, I'm going to take issue with you, Mr. Latoris, making the statement that she decided to become a full-time patient. I don't think she decided anything. She didn't make any decisions for herself. And how dare you make that statement?
Hey, look, I don't write the news. I just read it.
But imagine for a moment, dude, being Wendy Williams. You know what I mean? Once the queen of daytime talking, ruling the airwaves with snark sass and how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
That's it. Now picture being trapped in a care facility with dementia. It's like being a rock star who's still signing autographs, but you only to yourself. You go from discussing the hottest gossip and making all the shade-throwing comments to forgetting the name of your own best friend. And then calling somebody your good old buddy Bob. Maybe Bob is the guy who runs the bingo game. Maybe he's not. Who cares? At this point, you're just trying to remember if it's your own name. But wait, it gets better because you're stuck in the memory ward. You can't walk out the front door because there is no front door. And the elevator only goes to this floor. Wendy's fight for freedom has turned into a real-life prison break. But instead of shanking a guard with a toothbrush, she's, waving from the 5th floor window.
She's being resourceful.
So, yeah, she's using the resources around her, but at least it's some kind of self-expression. Like, why can't she do that? Nobody would do shit. Nobody would come take me to the hospital if I just threw paper out the window. You know what I mean? So, dementia in a care facility is Wendy Williams is like being trapped in a never-ending rerun of your own show that you don't even remember filming. And let's be real. Wendy's a special, it's a special kind of hell when your biggest fans are the post reporters and an ambulance crew. So if that's not a one-way ticket to the no thanks department, I don't know what is. Free Wendy. I didn't do that one well. I don't care.
You love Wendy Williams. You should care.
I do love. I didn't deliver that.
Yeah.
It was trying to be like a sympathetic.
It didn't come across, I feel.
It didn't come across as sympathetic. Like,
no.
Trying to.
We'll try again. We'll try again next week.
Sure. But we love Wendy Williams. We want her to come back. I don't know anything about anything. I have to get my news from the internet instead of from the TV without her.
Yeah, it's tough without Wendy Williams, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're trying to fill that void, but I don't have the tits.
Sure.
She had gorgeous tits.
Matt has had the biggest crush on Wendy Williams, and finding this out made me very insecure about my own eyeballs. And I was like, you like big eyeballs and big tits?
I mean, obviously.
Is that a type?
Hopefully.
I think he likes her Adam's apple too.
No me diga.
That was fucked up, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
I need to see Mike. I'm talking to a fish.
I just like to pick on him a bit.
Stop it.
So you were downstairs watching reality shows,
and
I think I have a really good grasp on the type of reality show that you like.
Yeah, the Bravo ones.
And aren't they all Bravo ones?
That's what I just said. Those are the ones I like.
But I
mean, ones on Bravo.
Aren't all the reality shows?
No, there's other ones.
All right. Well, anyway, have you ever heard of Married at First Sight?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. I've not watched it. I think it's a TLC.
Is that what the problem? Dude, remember when TLC stood for the Learning Channel?
Okay, I was out here learning how people push out babies. A baby story.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's that Octomom and shit.
Oh no. This is before that.
All dams.
After school, that was what was on at 3:30. A baby story. It was 2 episodes of that, and then it was like Trading Spaces, and like the other good shows.
Well, here on the TMVP, we keep your reality realer than reality TV. And I am your host, Matty Rocktaff, and joining us is our man on the scandalous streets, the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. What is the latest from the land of televised matrimony mishaps?
Good afternoon, Matty. In the latest episode of Married at First Sight, excuse me, viewers were served a plot twist juicier than a soap opera. During the show's couple swap week, groom Paul was paired with Awena, the identical twin sister of his wife, Karina.
Let's hang out right there. Do you understand what's going on so far?
I'm barely listening, but there's a guy who's married to somebody who has a
not
twin
married.
sister.
They're not married yet.
They're finna.
They're finna get married. It's not.
And
it's
there's
part of the show.
identicals.
And so he gotta go hang out with the identical twin for a while.
Okay.
All right.
It's
Pay
his
attention.
son-in-law.
The twist?
Yes.
Paul had previously been entangled in a romantic liaison with Awena before marrying Karina.
Talk about keeping it in the family. I guess Paul thought, why not double down? You know?
Karina, upon learning of this arrangement, was understandably distressed. The prospect of her husband spending time with a woman who is not only her twin, but also his former lover, led to heightened emotions and confrontations.
I can't blame her. It's hard to finding out your husband's ex is like, well, you twice the drama, half the sanity.
The show's producers, known for orchestrating tension-filled scenarios, seem to have outdone themselves by pairing Paul and Awena. This decision has been perceived as a deliberate attempt to ignite conflict and boost viewership.
No shit, you think? And to get asshole podcasters talking about it too? But reality producers stirring the pot, dude, that's holy shit. Would you believe, do you think that happens?
100%.
You think that the producers get involved, that they're not just like following these people around?
No, they're asking questions. They're trying to get reactions out of you. It's like remember the Jerry Springer?
Next, you're going to tell me there's a script.
They are not responsible documentarians.
Well,
this isn't the first time that Married at First Sight has ventured into twin-related controversies. In a previous UK season, groom Nathan mistakenly identified his bride's twin sister, Paige, as his bride, Lacey, leading to an awkward wedding ceremony. The current situation with Paul, Karina, and Awena has sparked debates among fans regarding the ethical boundaries of reality television. While some argue that the participants are aware of potential surprises, others believe that involving past romantic entanglements, especially with identical twins, crosses a line.
Ethical boundaries in reality TV. That's like looking for monogamy on The Bachelor.
Okay.
But hey, if Paul can't tell his wife from her twin, maybe, he deserves double trouble that he's gotten himself into.
As the season progresses, viewers remain glued to their screens, anticipating the fallout from this unconventional pairing. Whether this twist will lead to reconciliations or further rifts remains to be seen.
Well, thanks for the update, Mike. In the world of reality TV, truth can be stranger than fiction, but twice as entertaining. Stay tuned, folks, as we delve deeper into the tangled webs we weave right here on TMVP. All right, so beyond the script, I have some questions, right? The first being, this dude never once thought, this bitch looks just like my ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, in his defense, it's the little differences that can make like a big deal. Like, we don't talk about it much, but Ricky has a twin. And people ask me all the time, like, how do you tell them apart? And there's this little trick that I've learned. Erica has a heart-shaped mole on the back of her neck, and Eric has a dick. The second question that pops to mind is, she never once met the dude her sister was banging. You know what I mean?
It's a little weird.
I really thought I really thought identical twins were connected. So the first romantic liaison, the other twin, on the first romantic liaison, the other twin miles away should have went, Paul? That's the end of what I have in my notes.
Close.
You're smiling. You have nothing to say.
I mean, I wasn't paying attention.
Obviously, you would have interrupted me.
I mean, sorry.
No, my biggest fear is while I was setting up the joke,
I was gonna mess it up.
that you were going to go, well, my twin's a boy, so.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
don't
that.
talk like that, actually. First of all,
I don't talk like that, actually.
I'll punch you right in the mouth.
I'll punch you right in the
We're not going to up talk, are we?
Are we? That's what we're
What
doing
is-
now?
Hello?
It's when you speak with an upward inflection, like
At
everything's
the end
Oh
of
my
your
god!
sentence?
Hold on, because I saw a video that was like, you know, when you talk like this, it's a transatlantic accent, and so somebody was like, "What's the accent like that we do now?" I'm gonna go shopping, and there's gonna be this, and like just the way that we talk, the up talk that you guys said,
Yes.
like years from now,
It's awful.
like is it gonna be like that's how millennials talk?
Well, see, the thing about the transatlantic accent was there was a reason for it.
There's
And the reason for it was so it could be relatable across the seaboard or across the country because different dialects spoke differently. Because of the different dialects.
the transatlantic accent.
Not only that, but they
Yeah.
spoke up in their throat and they spoke with less bass because the recording equipment at the time couldn't handle it. That's why guys spoke like this. See, instead of dudes having deep voices, they all. That's why.
That is crazy that
Isn't it?
there's a person that knows that information.
There's a lot of people that know that information.
There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this flaming hot Cheeto?
No, I'm not a fan of Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Actually, I've never in my life had a Flaming Hot Cheeto.
Damn,
I just imagine I wouldn't like it.
that's funny because both Mike and I were kind of banking on the fact that you probably love flaming hot Cheetos.
That's racist.
No.
Yeah, kinda.
No, Matt high his voice. No,
Robbie!
no, it's not.
Hey, I know you don't mind spicy food, so I thought maybe you were like a Flamin' Hot Cheeto fan.
No, I actually don't like spicy food.
Oh,
I can handle like a buffalo,
okay.
and like that's about it.
All right, Mike, why don't you start?
Anyways, what's
Start
happening
the
with the
script
Cheetos?
there, guy.
With the cheaters.
Good evening, TMVP listeners. If you've ever wondered how inflation is affecting the economy, let me introduce you to the $87,840 Flamin' Hot Cheeto. That's right, folks. In a world where people struggle to afford rent, a single spicy snack resembling Pokemon's Charizard has just been auctioned for nearly
Charizard.
Charizard. I'm
You
sorry.
don't
No,
wait,
please
dude.
interrupt him to
No, but
correct
we
him.
don't want to piss off the Pokemon dorks, dude. They get really upset. They
Fuck
might-
them and Nintendo.
No, they might pee themselves.
Oh, that's a lot of pee.
Yeah.
Okay. A single spicy snack resembling Pokemon's Charizard
There you go.
has just been auctioned for nearly 90 grand. Dubbed Cheetozard, the 3-inch long culinary oddity started bidding at a humble $250 in February. But thanks to the magic of nostalgia and a financial irresponsibility, it skyrocketed to a final sale price of $72,000 plus a buyer's premium. Because apparently paying tens of thousands of dollars for a puffed corn crisp isn't premium enough. The winning bidder remains anonymous, probably because they don't want their accountant or spouse to know they just spent a small fortune on something that could disintegrate.
Small
if handled
fortune, small fortune, my ass. That's a fortune. You know what I mean?
It's a small fortune, though. It's not a huge
Yeah, that's a
fortune.
pretty big fortune for a fucking corn chip. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Cheeto, which was discovered by sports memorabilia company First and Goal Collectibles, has been carefully preserved in a transparent display case and mounted to a custom Cheetozard Pokemon card. Because when you pay almost $90,000 for a snack, you sure as hell don't want someone mistaking it for an actual Cheeto at a party. For TMVP News, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. Back to you, Maddie.
All right. So what you just told me was some dude just paid more for a Cheeto than I not only paid for my first car, but that is more than I have paid for all of the cars I've ever had. If you throw in the my two, like a couple of repossessions that I had, we're still not there. You understand what I'm saying? 80. So
that's
what?
correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Imagine if this guy finds out about the Pokemon cards, that his bank account's going to get more wrecked than the Team Rocket. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
I mean, I've made some bad investments, but at least my worst decision didn't come in a foil bag. Actually, that's probably not true.
The value of collectibles is subjective.
So is the sanity of the person buying them. Oh, God. You know what? I just can't let this go. This is what's wrong with the world, Mike. We've got people out here skipping meals, rationing gas, working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. And this guy's out here flexing a spicy corn puff like it's the Mona Lisa. You know, I swear, if I ever get my hands on a Dorito that looks like Jesus, I'm putting it's my retirement plan on eBay. This is where we are, folks. Gold, worthless. Stocks, who cares? Real estate, the real money in barely edible sculptures.
Yeah.
Well, we were one step away from seeing a potato chip that kind of looks like Elvis get sold for the GDP of a small country. You know what? Coming up next, a man who spent his entire life savings on a Dorito shaped like Elvis. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about that?
I did not hear about that. Did you hear about I forget what it's called.
That doesn't help.
Did you hear about the drama with Sarah McBride and the guy?
Yeah. I have you heard it? I listened to it a little bit ago.
Who is Sarah McBride?
She's our state representative in Delaware.
And who is this the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee thing that you sent me?
Sounds
From the Philly Inquirer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
All right, so
Do you want me to listen to it, or you want me to just tell you?
we'll give us a preempt and we'll
Sarah McBride is trans and is now a woman and should be addressed as Madam or Ms. McBride.
Mhm.
And this man addresses her or introduces her as Mr. McBride twice.
She handled herself very well.
She did, but we love a savior, though.
In fact, you have to be on her side for the way she handled it, dude. You absolutely have to. She was.
Yes.
What are you laughing at?
I just played the thing. Oh, is it not playing through?
No, would you previewed it?
I'm sorry. And now it's like there's no way to rewind. Hang on. You know what I'll do?
Reload the page.
I'll reload the page. Bring this up, and then go through this all this shit again. I really thought I had it, guy. I'm really sorry.
Sorry.
No, we were trying to talk about it so that you could.
Yeah.
No, I thought I had it up.
The mute. You're muted.
Yeah,
I think if you click on it, it'll
it.
start again.
It's a.
No.
We have set the standard on the floor of the House.
Yeah,
You
we
missed.
we got to get to the front end.
I hate this.
Can you just hit reload on the web page?
Right.
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah.
All right.
Go.
All right. Hang on. Do it again.
Mute.
Now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America, please?
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I mean, I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this.
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
So
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. Mc-
All right, so they all went home early?
Yep. They refused to have the meeting if they couldn't call her mister
Can you believe?
and not be told that they were doing something that was not cool.
I mean,
Get
look,
a grip.
however you feel about this shit, I mean, can we show some decorum when dealing with individuals?
Exactly.
That's
That's
all.
it.
Whatever your feelings are, about the community, an individual is an individual, and that person was elected,
Right.
ran and elected, by the people of Delaware.
Convinced enough people in the state of Delaware that she has our best interests at heart and is going to go and fight for us in Washington. I mean, that's the job description, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you get that job.
And so I just feel like, just to get on a little bit of a soapbox, that orange man is the one who makes people like this guy think it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the president doesn't believe
He
in...
doesn't make them think it's okay. He tells them it's okay.
Right. And it's just like,
It's just not.
I understand that like people are their own people, but it's like, yes, they are influenced. And so if the highest man in America is a fucking rude asshole motherfucker, everyone's like, no, this is like fine.
You know, one of the coolest things we learned as Gen Xers was if you're cool to the people that you bump into on a daily basis, they'll be cool back and everybody can be cool together. And
Right.
eventually you're going to bump into somebody who's got a bag of weed and everybody's happy anyway.
Okay.
I mean, was that your experience, Matt?
Pretty much. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So rude. Anyways, what else are we supposed to talk about?
Well, that was, skipping across the ocean.
Is that the classroom drama you're talking about there, Matt?
That's
Across
what,
the
yeah,
ocean?
I'm going back to the, wrong one. Going back to the script. The teacher's hard drive gets him expelled.
Ooh.
Good evening, folks. In today's lesson on unintended consequences, we take you to a small village near Neftkamsk. Russian's tough on me, man. Neftkamsk, Russia, where a longtime physics teacher, Razif Nurgaliyev, has officially resigned after giving his students an unplanned demonstration of motion and friction during class. The 62-year-old educator, with nearly 40 years of experience, somehow managed to broadcast explicit adult content on the classroom's main screen. In an incident that was quickly captured on video by a student, and much like the teacher's career, went viral. Mr. Nurgaliyev claims he was simply trying to open an online journal when he clicked on something and some website opened. The classic oops, wrong tab defense was met with skepticism, especially given the smirk on his face while watching, as reported by eyewitnesses. Initially, the school backed the teacher, blaming the students for pulling a prank and stating that he was valued and respected. However, after outrage from furious parents, he opted to resign, though the school had reportedly wanted him to stay. The administration later launched an official review, and Russian authorities have since seized his laptop. While the investigation is ongoing, one thing is clear. This guy learned the hard way that there's no safe mode when you forget your device is still connected to the projector. For TMVP News, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. Back to you, Maddie.
Damn, Mike, I guess he put the hard drive.
The laws of physics state that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In this case, a reaction so strong, it cost the man his job.
Projecting much? I mean, what did he think was going to happen? Dude, clear your browser history before you start class.
Indeed.
Well, sounds like his job prospects are about as stiff as his All right, we're gonna circumcise this story right here. More TMVP after this. There was something else you threw up here that you wanted to talk about. She threw into the
okay.
chat there. Where'd it go? And I was thinking about talking about this in C block, and we can still talk about this in C block, but it's waiting for a page to load. Texas embalmer cut off dead sex offender's genitals and stuffed it in his mouth.
Oh my God.
Well,
Felony charge abuse of a corpse.
wow.
And so there was like a trainee that was there and who saw like this thing happen. And the lady said to the trainee, "You didn't see anything."
How about it?
I said,
Why the trainee speaking up?
because they're like, this is illegal.
It's a sex offender.
It's illegal.
He stuffed. All he did was stuff a sex offender's genitals in his mouth. That's not.
It's illegal. And
That
when you're
shouldn't be
training,
illegal.
you know the rules.
The woman
Still
alleged-
facing a corpse.
No, he didn't hurt her face. He just put the dick in his mouth. Didn't hurt. Didn't
Here
take
you
his,
go,
He
creep.
didn't take his face off at all.
But he put his dick in his face.
I guess that is defacing, right?
She is a woman.
No, if it was a woman sex offender,
No, it was a woman. Who
right? It
cut
was a
the-
mix, right? The defacing a corpse, the D being the dick.
In
That's why
in
this
the
is
face.
for C block. I got it. Penis
But,
words.
Yeah, who snitched?
Snitches get
let's-
stitches.
Let's go through the comments.
Oh, I love
Free
reading
him.
comments.
Fire. I don't see the issue here. Everybody's okay. I mean, I'm not mad. Who's mad, right?
What's the issue?
I want to see. Would have done the same thing. They need a raise. Free that woman. She's a good one. There's Simon Cowell clapping. She needs a promotion.
We do that in Winnipeg.
You're still alive. Right. The trainee's a snitch. That's right. Everybody has the same opinion about this trainee.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking questions about this trainee. Like, what the fuck?
This should be mandatory.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's a creation. I take that not lightly. Oh, well. All right. There's some replies to him. How do you take child abuse? All right. Oh, so many degenerates in the comments. No corpse should be treated this way.
So the caption said something about
Punta Cana?
who's
Yeah,
that?
it's a place in Mexico.
Oh, I thought it was like the Whore's Cavern.
No, that's in is that in Dominican Republic?
Is it DR?
Yeah. Oh my God, how about that girl from Virginia, the Indian girl?
Yeah, missing down there or something.
Dominican Republic is like, oh no, she drowned. We won't know until like a week.
Yeah,
And the FBI is like, let me find out actually.
and that happens a lot down there.
Right, allegedly.
Well, we won't know until if she's dead till he's done fucking her.
Wasn't
What?
Wasn't it DR where a couple of years ago a family went down? A family from Delaware went down and they used something in their some
Their
bug
drinks.
killer, and no, they used bug killer, and the exterminator was like in their room, and whatever he used killed them, and then they hid the bodies.
Oh my God.
I think that was DR.
I vaguely remember another thing in DR. This was also a couple years ago. And it was like that you couldn't drink the alcohol in DR because like somebody was like putting something that kills people in it.
It was bootleg alcohol.
Yeah, it was
Which was
bootleg
really bad
alcohol.
alcohol.
Still had
Bad
the-
alcohol kill you.
Yeah, if it's methyl rather than ethyl, yeah.
Yeah, it's all the way that produces.
Is this block done or no?
Yeah, no, we're done.
We can
finished
be
all the
done.
stories.
Oh, cool.
There's one thing we have to do.
What's that?
We have to play our new closing outro, complete with video and credits.
And I'm not going to end the stream before.
Nope.
See?
Are you ready?
Are you?
I am. Here it is. This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.